Happy Halloween! I'm working from home. I want to dress up all the time. I didn't get a chance to go anywhere to really dress up this year, so y'all getting all this good sunflower, okay? And yes, I put a little face on. Y'all complimented me so much. I was like, let me try it again. Let me try it again. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshines. I am your girl, Talisa Ray, self-love advocate and wife coach. If it is your first time visiting, go ahead and click the subscribe button because you absolutely want to stay. Click the notification button, everybody, so that you're alerted of when I upload a new video and when I go live. I really want to go live so that we could just wrap up this season together or start fresh with Married at First Sight, because I'm ready. I'm ready. You know, that'd be a lot. We are reviewing Love is Blind, season number 7, the reunion episode. I mean, we've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. Let me not say we, because I don't know what y'all been doing, but I've been waiting for it. I've been looking, I've been wanting, I've been waiting. I couldn't wait to hear what was said, specifically between Ashley and Tyler. And I know y'all got all kinds of opinions, and that's why I need you to leave them down below in the comments. So let's just get right to it. First off, I don't know them people from the old seasons. This is my first season. And AD, I only know because it was a catastrophe on the internet for her fiance who denied her at the altar. Like, that's all I know about that whole season period. The rest of the people, null and void, okay? Just the end. No. So when they come out, we look at them, the couple sit together, and all of the other people that did not make it, did not say I do, split off on opposite couches. They were not on the same couch. Okay? So Garrett and Taylor, yes, we knew that they were gonna be together. First off, let me rewind. It has been a year since they filmed. It has been a year since they filmed. Put that in perspective. So everything that we have seen that has come out on the interwebs about Tyler has been a year later. So they've been married and connecting a year before the shit hit the fan. So put that in perspective when we go over these people and we look at what has been going on for us and how they responded. So Garrett and Taylor, they still together, lovely. They've actually traveled a little bit for the year. And I don't like his look. I mean, people was loving his look. They say on the internet is going crazy, but maybe that's because I'm a black girl. And I think that hair is horrible. I thought he was an attractive man. For a dove, I thought he was attractive, no lie, but I don't like that hair. I don't like that hair. I absolutely prefer him with the 5 o'clock shadow and the short cut. Maybe not the buzz cut, but I do. But that's just me. What y'all think? Taylor looks muy bonito per usual. Very beautiful, very classic, very elegant, very poised, very well spoken, beautiful smile. Like he's lucky to have her. I mean, they match. They match. What y'all think? Do y'all still think that they match? Or was that just me thinking that they match? We also discovered that they're not moving to San Diego. He was all gung-ho, all in, all for moving to San Diego. That's what he told her in the pods. That's what he told her while we were watching them through this experience. And then boom. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So they've been living in Frederick somewhere on the East Coast, Virginia. They've been living there, residing there for this time, outside of, you know, them traveling, and all the traveling made him realize, hey, I can't be away from my family. So I think for me, that was a selling point. I think for her, that was a selling point. But now that they are married, she is willing to make compromise. How y'all feel about that? She is willing to renegotiate the terms because she was getting ready to uproot her life again anyway and move from DC to San Diego because she missed her family. Now, what she did say, or they agreed upon moving to DC. So that's a plus. Like, you're still on the East Coast, but we're gonna move, we're gonna find some common ground. Okay, I guess common ground is DC because she lives there, she's been there for 5 years, etc., etc. But what I did like that she said she loved her family and wanted to be close to home, and she missed her mom and da 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 da. She said, but the truth of the matter is, Garrett is now my family. I can't argue with that because it's the truth. But I'm here to say, I'm proud of that statement because she's absolutely right. It is now the two of them. This is her now family unit, the center of her family. They are extensions of them. I hope what I'm saying is making sense to you. But what we really want to talk about is Tyler and Ashley. It's Tyler and Ashley, honey. And baby, I'm going to say this. We're getting straight to it. Vanessa is playing no games. I think a lot of hosts can take a page from Vanessa and her direct questions. Like, let's not go on the merry-go-round and be in the mulberry bush or have the monkey chase the weasel. Let's get right to it. The monkey thought it all was fun. Pop goes the weasel, right? Immediately. So I'm looking at my notes. I can't remember her name, but she say, why you guys say you looking at your notes? You can't just make bullet points. I think it's hilarious, but also endearing when people want to share their insight on the way that I review. I do have bullet points. They are my notes. I am referencing it. I told her I would take it into consideration. Consideration has been taken. What y'all think? Cause I wrote down in my notes. I'm hilarious. I love you, girl, though. I hope you stay. You are new here, and it's all in fun. It's all in love, and we can always agree to disagree over here on this channel. We are the ray of sunshines. We just take things as they are. I digress, and I'm back to it. I wrote down he's sticking to the story. Ain't nothing changed. He's still saying the same thing that he said when he was on the television screen in front of us, that he is a sperm donor, that he helped a friend, a longtime friend, and her wife have a baby, and that the wife and the friend and the wife had their marriage had dissolved, and he didn't want her to be a single mother, and that he was actually helping. And it's a sticky situation, is what Ashley said. And one of the things that Ashley said was, hey, yo, listen, we shared what we wanted to share. She said, I told him, because we talked about it off camera, and I told him that we need to bring this to the forefront. We need to bring this on the camera, because I don't want people thinking that it's a surprise to me, because we've had the conversation, and we've had the conversation in depth. Right? So I commend her for that. Y'all might think, you know, like, hey, I don't like this for you. But if the girl is saying that she had the conversation and my man, I'm going to stick beside him, who are we to say anything other than I support you in your decision? She also said, like, she knew what was up. And it's an insult to her intelligence that we would think that she didn't know. Like, am I stupid? Is that what y'all saying? Like, you think I'm dumb? Am I dumb or am I stupid? Like, I gotta give it to her, though. I gotta give it to her. I love that for her. Right? If she is saying to us, we had a full-ass conversation, who are we to say otherwise? And I don't know, I saw a TikTok, and the woman was like, it looks like she's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him. And if that's what she wants to do, but don't come back in a year crying to the internet talking about how he's done you wrong. Here's the truth. The only reason that we get to comment on people's misfortunes is because they're on the television. We have our own shit that we are dealing with day to day that nobody gets to see. Our own mishaps, our own lies, our own, you know, omissions. We have our own shit that we have to deal with that nobody gets to see. And they've decided to do this publicly, and we've decided we gonna tear them apart because they want to stick together. Listen, I honestly do like them together. That was the only issue that I had, was the fact that he didn't share in the pods that he had sperm babies, okay? And I guess when they talked about it, I guess he really didn't want to bring them in, is what he was saying. And she seemed like she was in. I'm gonna go look at the body language lady, because I'm sure she's gonna have something up about this. I'm gonna go check her out. Why can't I never remember her name when I want to? They asked, Vanessa asked, or was it Nick, whichever one of the Lachey's asked Tyler and Ashley, what is the thing that you love about them most? Ashley said he brings a calm to me that I have never experienced before in my life. Her nervous system is regulated with him. I don't know how many of us can say that we fully, wholeheartedly have been in a relationship where our nervous system was regulated, where we were able to communicate effectively, where we were able to love on each other and work through the shit. She was like pride had gotten in the way and all these things, but she said that he brings a calm to her. And to me, that looks like nervous regulation. And he said, I've never had anyone unconditionally love me the way that she does. Like, she accepts me, and she was like, I'm with you. Now, don't go do nothing foolish, but I'm with you. Well, this is the foolish thing, is it not? And I wrote down, because this is what I believe, love has conditions. I love you, absolutely, but my love has conditions. I may not stop loving you, but if it doesn't feel good to me, if I don't feel respected, I'm going to move on. I'm not going to stay in that. So love has conditions. I'm going to love you from over here. I wish you well, right? I want you to be happy. I want you to have love. I want you to have the desires of your heart. I want what you want for you. I want what it looks like for you. I want you to be someone else's good thing. Like I will be someone else's good thing. You understand me? Ooh, child, that's growth. Hold on, I done talked about them a long time. Let's keep it going. Baby, then we move right on into Marissa's and Ramses. Honey, the mama, what's the mama's name? Is the mama's name Valerie? What's the mama's name? I don't know. Mama Marissa's mama was looking like, bitch, I beat your ass. That's how she was looking. And ultimately said, I'm glad that you walked away and said no, because my daughter would have been holding up that relationship. I keep thinking I see somebody. It might be, maybe someone's here spiritually. But the fact of the matter is, she said my daughter would have been holding this relationship together. And when we all watched the scene again, and everybody on the couch, it was silent like a church house mouse. I don't know, depending on what church though, because if it's hardwood floors, you'd hear it. But it was silent. You can hear a pin drop. You can hear people breathing at watching it again. Because the pain that came out of Marissa, we all felt it. It felt like I was reliving it again, and that's what she said. When she watched it, it was her reliving the pain again, even though it was a year ago. And as she was speaking, more tears came. When Vanessa, because she with the shits, asked, well, when did the change happen? What changed? When? He pretty much said he knew. So, and that there wasn't really the balance that he thought that there would be that was in the pods. So the moment you started having doubt, Ramses, you were supposed to communicate that to her. You were supposed to figure out, even if you didn't really know what it was, and you were trying to figure it out because you said it happened close to the end, you started feeling something. It does not just happen overnight. When you start just speaking in general terms, when you stop feeling desired by your boo, your bae, your spouse, your partner, your love, That's not something that just happened. You woke up this morning and you know what? You don't desire me. It was gradual. Everything is gradual. And I want us, including me, to be able to speak up for ourselves. Open up and share the things that are scary, because how are they going to accept this? If we're living in our truths, if we're being authentic and genuine like everybody wants to claim to be, then it is our responsibility to share those emotions. The moment something starts feeling wrong, the word should be, I don't know what this is and I need to figure it out, but I'm feeling uncomfortable. I have some doubts. There's something happening between the two of us that is not sitting well with my what? Nervous system. He knew that it was not sitting well with his nervous system, and it was his responsibility to figure out, how do I vocalize this before we go any further? Especially when he said that his spirit felt exhausted and overwhelmed. You have to articulate that. Here in this house is something new that we have started doing. We say, I'm feeling overstimulated. And I say, I mean, it's a hard adjustment for someone who is a Gen Xer and has lived in I don't give a fuck, I'm talking to you, her entire life, even as a child, from her, you know, all of that things, you know, Gen X, we got a lot of trauma that we working through. But it is probably one of the best things that this household, me and my boys, are doing. If they seem to be irritated, I asked, are you overstimulated? Are you annoyed? Are you irritated? Before we get to a place where we're me. And oddly enough, I'm using the same verbiage, and my sons are respecting that. It's what growth looks like. And so you know when that overwhelming, annoyed, I say all that to say that. Like, you know when that feeling is happening, so it is your responsibility to start communicating. I feel off. This is a lot for me right now. You came home and it's a lot, it's a lot, it's a lot. I need to pull back. I need to step back. I need to, whatever it is, I need to figure out what this feeling is, and we need to come back. Let me separate from you for a day or two so I can figure it out. Instead of bulldozing, because he went right in and gave us all the fallacy. The fallacy, the fantasy, the lies, like, they were one of my favorite couples, had gradually become that because I thought he was able to articulate his thoughts, his ideas, his wants, his desires, his needs, and his dislikes. The lies. He's working on it, I guess. A child, I don't know. Also, when she was going off, I'm going to talk about that in a second, on Nick D, on Hannah's behalf, baby, listen. She said that they had still been fucking. Yeah, just as plain as that. It was, you know, a blurt eye. I was fucking him still afterwards. The mama was in shock. I was in shock. You was in shock. Not really, because she liked the D. And I forgot what his sign, all his thing. I think it was Cancer, Leo. I think that's what it was. And she was saying that was huge. One things I know about Leos, though, the center of the world is them. They like to look good. They like to be told they look good. They like to be the one that looks the best in the room. And I don't know if that's a high vibrational version of them, because Virgos have very much so different vibrations, and I am a high vibrational Virgo. So when people talk about Virgos and the things and this and that and the third, I'm high vibrational. Look it up. Look it up. I didn't hit the third tier. It's not about me. Let's keep it going. Oh, one last thing. I said that I was glad that Nick D affirmed her and said that she was a beautiful person and that she had beautiful energy, and she does. Because the fact of the matter is, I told y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all again, that I am the person that people enjoy until they don't, until I'm too much, until my energy is too much for them. That would be me. Because I'm insightful and I look like growth, okay? I look like honesty and truth. And I really work on doing it in love and kindness, right? But the fact of the matter is, it will have you thinking that you aren't all the things that you know you are. I'm glad that someone affirmed her, and that everyone on the couch, everyone sitting from the previous cast and the parents sitting out there also affirmed her. Oh, the mom said for Ashley and Tyler that she's learned something from them, the ability to communicate. Okay, because she's probably a Gen Xer. We got a lot of stuff to learn. Let's move to Hannah and Nick D, and I'm gonna just make it plain. Hannah's still a bitch. Hannah's still a bitch, but the bitch looks good. She looks good. And I feel like it was one of those revenge lose weight things. Like, let me show you, because they've had a year. Because evidently, he was calling her a grenade and said that she was a 5. It ain't never gave a 5. It ain't never gave a 5. And now, honey, if we talking about a scale of 1 to 10, she is off the scale. She looks amazing, but her attitude is still fucked up, okay? He got his flaws too, evidently, but I just did not like the way things went down. I wrote down that Nick is still really a good guy, though. The way that he responded to them, even though everybody said he was lying, he was still like very even keel. Very, you know, and maybe they, you know, I don't know. I can't make no excuses, because if the people said that he was talking about the way she looked, that she was a grenade and that she was a 5, and maybe the grenade was like the bomb. That's what he should have said. Well, when I said a grenade, it was a bomb. Like, it's the bomb. I don't know. You got to, if you're gonna lie, honey, you got to think quick on your feet. I don't know. I don't know. She does have like a bit, she has a traditional white girl body. Straight up and down square. Heavy at the top. But she looks good. And that's what I got about that. I wrote down in my notes, she keeps saying she's self-aware. And I kept saying, but are you really? Are you really self-aware? I don't think that you are. Just because you can acknowledge that you're a bitch, or that you hurt people's feelings, or that you're too direct, doesn't really mean that you're self-aware. It just means I know. Because self-aware also includes being accountable and making changes. Knowing that you are triggered or are triggering and making adjustments based on you. If you want to be a bitch and remain a bitch, albeit, go for it. That is your genuine and authentic self. But don't make it like you working on something. Because she did say, you know, it's been a year and I've been working on me internally and externally. And she got a little teary-eyed. And I was just like, okay, so that means to you, you didn't like what you saw. So quit standing on it's who I am. I'm just direct and blunt. I'm just upfront. Quit standing in that space and learn how to say, this is how I've communicated, and I'm actively and intentionally trying to change the way I communicate with people I love and value and support. Well, people in general, because love and kindness, operating in love and kindness transcends relationships. Because, yeah, self-aware. She said, this is inherently who I am. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Things in your life brought you to that space. When you grew up, in your childhood, during your high school years, did she go to college? I don't know. But there were things that have brought you to the place of, let me just tell you like it is. Because what you're not going to do. That's really what that is. Because what you're not going to do. Nevertheless, I wrote down, she had been the bad guy. I get it. Her best friend, Marissa, you know, looks like all the girls, Alex, Monica, everybody were like, you don't know, she looks like the bad guy, and you look like this good puppy, but you said these negative things. That's on her. You knew you were going to be on TV. He never said those things in front of other people. And what's worse is he said it to the guys, and y'all pillow talking. Steven, Ramses, y'all are pillow talking about it. I wouldn't have wanted to be married to y'all, no way. Like, I'm sharing this with you, Ramses, and and I'm sharing it with my wife, which people do because pillow talk is a thing. But there's no circle of trust between me and my spouse. So now it looks like I can't trust you and say anything. Oh, I'm talking a whole lot. One of the things she was saying was like his 90-day goals, him wanting to sell 2 houses. It was something else. And that he wanted to be the most famous person on Love is Blind. Child, what you thought? That people don't come on, that people don't be on TV to be famous so that they can sell houses? What you thought? You go into these things with the risk of that. If you've seen any reality TV, you go into that. It is the reality of that. Additionally, even if he did think that she was unattractive, he could totally change. Just because I'm not initially attracted to you physically or aesthetically doesn't mean I can't love you, right? And maybe I did go in there for to be, you know, the best Love is Blind person, but could that have been we? Could we have been that together? I don't know. Maybe I'm affording him too much grace and not her, and her not enough. I just don't like that because I look bad, I want you to look bad. She gave a half-ass apology, and it would have, if we would have just left it there, but that ain't what happened. We had to make sure that everybody knew that he looked just as bad. And for me, it made the women look bitter and mean and spiteful and hateful. They could have said it and be like, you aren't exempt, and went on about their business and said what they said, but the just constant like was too much for me and for Garrett. If y'all peeped it when I don't know who was they were talking to Katie, and how fast did that girl backtrack about saying it's not you I don't trust, it's Katie? How fast did she backpedal? I wouldn't want to be her friend after seeing that no more. That's really what you thought. You really thought I wanted your raggedy ass man that you didn't want your own goddamn self. Like, got to the T. Like, I wouldn't be fooling with her. Like, maybe that's just me because I just exposed. And she said, I was just talking, he's the one I don't trust, you know. It was just a whole mess. It was messy. Katie felt horrible, and she was like, I said he was attractive, but I'm flirty. He's flirty and charismatic, excuse me, and it just looked like that. You could have came over anyway. Oh, Taylor's dad had his eyes closed in the back, baby. He was asleep. They had been filming. Did y'all see that? Go rewind it and take a look if you feel like it. If you don't, trust me. So Leo comes out and Brittany comes out, and I'm all like, Brittany had a fresh boob job. Leo agrees that he talked about money too much. That's it. Oh, and they good friends. Moving right along, let's talk about Steven and Monica. I wrote down, these women are not giving these men any grace whatsoever because their lives are absolutely perfect. I'm glad that Vanessa said, like, hey, you didn't see these red flags ahead of time. He said he was a cheater. He said he made a mistake. And she said, I saw it as a yellow flag because no one has ever said to me that this is what they did and I'm sorry for it and I feel bad and it was the biggest mistake that I made in my life. Like, so she said, so I said it was yellow. It wasn't like green or red per se, but it was yellow. It wasn't a green flag. And I have to commend Steven because he ain't had no other option but to keep saying that he fucked up, that he made a mistake. That's all. It was the only option that he had. But he did make a point to say nobody wanted to hear what he had to say. I also like that Vanessa hit her with, so because you wanted to be married so bad, do you think you had on rose-colored glasses? She was like, no, ma'am. And now you sitting up there with your face all mad. Ma'am. So we wanted to know what the text said. He said he deleted the text thread and that he wanted to, that it wasn't her fault and he didn't want to bring her into it. But Monica was like, but you brought me into it. Ma'am, like he said, it was over a year ago and we squashed it. We weren't moving forward. But now I guess bringing it all up and reliving it does bring in some emotions. And the one thing I know is that feelings have a job. They have a job. Allow them to do what they came to do. Whatever that is. Whatever that job is. And sometimes when you're angry, that means you need to set a boundary. He said that the letter said, that the text and the DM said something to the effect of, she had a heart condition, and he was like, I don't know how we went from this to that so fast, because it went from a heart condition to I have these different types of fetishes. And he said, what type of fetishes? And I guess the conversation went, you know, she listed them, etc. And then he said, you know what, I put the phone down because I didn't want to, I had been in this space before and I didn't want to do that again. I don't know his name from the previous, another season. I think it was from like season 4. And he was like, he was nodding his head like, I ain't gonna lie, if a dude was like, I got these new fetishes, I'm gonna be like, well, what are they? And I guess y'all see that as emotional cheating, where I'm all curious and be like, well, what are they? It don't even mean for me that I like you. I'm just curious. What are your fetishes? Like, do y'all got fetishes? I'm nosy. I'm nosy. So if y'all do got, you know, some kind of fetish that you want to share, you can let me know down below in the comments, or send me an inbox, because I be just curious. I be curious what it is. Like, I got kinks. I told y'all I got some. I got a praise kink. I got shibari rope, impact play. Like, there's some things that I like. So what's y'all? Let me know down below in the comments. Let's talk about Alex and Tim. Baby, baby, baby. That Virgo male, Virgo energy showed up. Very staunch. Very, I don't give a fuck. Very matter of fact. Very the same as Hannah. I don't know. But his energy was the same. Very much so. These are facts. This is what it is. All I'm doing is stating facts. But couple things that were said in the bathroom when they were having the argument, that she covered his mouth, but it wasn't to like, it wasn't like an assault, right? It was more to stop him from talking. This is out of Alex's mouth, so that the people didn't come in. She was trying to save him and the way he would be portrayed as a black man, right? He didn't want to be portrayed as aggressive, and she didn't want that for him either, which I do like that a lot. I like the fact that because we do know, like he said, he's 6 feet and 225, and he's a black man, and he did not want to be portrayed as the angry black man. Y'all know the one that people call the police on. And so I respected that. I did not respect the fact that she did call him, you acting like a little bitch. That's tough. And you can see it was tough for him. Just think about it, women, for yourself. When someone says you are acting like a bitch, and then you be like, you just called me a bitch, what you say? No, they be like, oh no, I didn't call you a bitch, I said you was acting like one. For us, it feels like the same thing, especially in a heated argument. Why would you choose that language? Totally agree. I totally agree. Honestly, they went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They hadn't even talked in a year. It had gotten a bit carried away. A lot of he said, she said, you did, we were both this away, that away, Valerie, like it was a lot. And I wrote down they both just didn't communicate well. All of the things that we saw is what we saw. Like, they did not communicate well as a unit. She was saying she was tired. I mean, they both had very valid points. And I like that, was it Vanessa or was it Nick? The Lachey said, you guys just weren't a good fit. You were trying to put a square peg in a round hole. When she talked about the dishes and not going to sleep or something, the two things, and he was like, I wrote down, he's totally a Virgo. Acts of service is high up on our list. Acts of service, like, all right, is high up on our list. Also, though, I do want to say that if you do not share, Virgo, people don't know. And you have to share in a way that can be received, receptive, by someone. It cannot be in the midst of, it cannot be when you're angry, it cannot be after someone has done something. Well, I mean, you may not know until after they do it, but it can't be like in the heat of the moment. You have to figure out a way. I'm talking to me while I talk to the other Virgos. You have to figure out a way to communicate what you need. Otherwise, when you start talking and you're upset and it's direct and da 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 da, you're gonna be looking like you mean. Oh, I didn't write down that she said he had mentioned at dinner after reading the letter to her father that he had doubts. He had doubts. And she was like, why would you read the letter? Why would you read the letter to my dad? Why would you do that? Why would you have him be all in? Like, there was a lot. She had too many things going on, like, to really be focused on a relationship. And he did too. They both actually need some type of counseling. He needs grief counseling and like other types of counseling, but the grief counseling probably will be the catalyst to healing for him altogether. And she needs counseling so that she's able to communicate effectively. That's it, y'all. I was talking for a long time. I had a lot to say. I wonder if I could get any of this out of here. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought. I want to try and go live on this Sunday. I do have a wedding somewhere, so we'll see how that goes. The wedding is Saturday, so we'll see how it goes for Sunday for me to get up and be like, hey, or Saturday morning, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Love is Blind Season 7, the reunion episode. If it's your first time visiting my channel, absolutely go ahead, click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. Right next to that is a notification bell. Click it so you're alerted of when I upload videos and when I go live. Lastly, share it with your friends so they can come and kiki and give their opinion as well. Know that I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself, but it's absolutely time you figure it out. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I will see you on the next review.